Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Walsh. I'm the co-founder and business manager of Dark Oasis Studios. We are a new game studios working on our first release, the Everlasts. The Everlasts is a 2D platformer where you play as a newly created candle called Waxy. For those who do not know, a platformer is a type of video game that involves the player guiding a character through obstacles, levitated platforms, or both to advance the game. Whenever we talk about the Everlasts, people often ask, what can a candle do? Waxy is very different from the candles in your goodie bags. He can jump, climb, but also shoot fire from his wick, as well as other abilities you learn throughout the game. Waxy doesn't move in traditional sense. He slides around the terrain, which can lead to cool game mechanics in the near future. Waxy must use his new abilities to not only traverse the levels and defeat the enemies, but he must also save his fellow Everlast candles by solving puzzles to defeat the Neverlast Corporation. The team. Our team consists of 7 people, up from the original 3 founders, who between us have made several mini-games ranging from GameCraft games to games published on websites. What makes us unique is the different backgrounds of our team. Mark O'Donoghue, our lead artist, is a master's graduate of the DIT Creative Design and Media program. Connor Nolan, our programmer, is a recent graduate of the Pulse Momentum Game Design course. John Devlin, who's a bit camera shy and is not in the photo, is our character designer who works with high-profile companies amongst ourselves. Sean Dalton, Kevin Keeley, Hayden McConaughey, and myself are all students of the Pulse College Game Design Development course. We have taken the 2 things that we have in common, playing video games and life experience, to form the backbone of Dark Oasis Studios to complete the first of many of our projects. Although first-person shooters and sandbox games dominate the AAA games market, 2D platforms are the platinum stars of the gaming industry. Classics such as Super Mario Bros., Rayman, and Sonic were people's favorites, and for good reason. They were awesome. They were simple games, challenging games that really captivated people. We are a diverse team, play many consoles ranging from the Ataris, the Nintendos, to the Xboxes. And we've recently seen 2D platforms being revitalized by titles as Super Meat Boy and Explosion Man, who have received not only favorable reviews, but with high download numbers of 2 million for Super Meat Boy and 500,000 for Explosion Man. With high sales to match, we feel this is the perfect time to release the Everlasts. Over recent years, the gaming industry has been changing. Gamers usually got their games from huge companies such as EA, Activision, Capcom, from their local retail shops. Today, this still happens. However, today's games can be purchased over a variety of online platforms such as Origin, Android, and the powerhouse that is Steam. The wide availability of smartphones and tablets, as well as laptops and PCs, mean that gamers can virtually play their games everywhere. That's why we believe that the indie developers are the way of the future of the gaming industry. Regarding 2D platformers, demand has shifted from the 3D environments that were vast and complicated back to traditional 2D that required more skill to progress the game. Rayman 3 was set in 3D and it did receive good reviews. However, Ubisoft felt that it would receive more sales if it went back to its old roots of 2D with Rayman Origins. This game was such a success they quickly released Rayman Legends afterwards. We feel that the main criticism of Rayman is the non-existent storyline. We feel at Dark Oasis Studios that story is important for keeping the player engaged in the game. Donkey Kong 64 was very similar to Rayman 3, but received better reviews. Rare felt that the franchise needed to be revitalized, and hence made Donkey Kong Country Returns in the 2D perspective. It was one of the top-selling games of the Wii, selling just under 5 million copies. The main complaint with Donkey Kong, however, is that the gameplay can be very repetitive, which can lead to players being disengaged from the game. Regarding platformers, where do we fit in? Besides our in-depth storyline and amazing gameplay, it's our puzzles. In the Everlast, when you solve a puzzle to save a candle, you'll be rewarded, be it a new candle to play as, or that candle can come back and help you in your adventure. The player will be rewarded with something useful in the game, rather than just a pat on the back or a trophy. We are planning to release the demo in the near future, and we're looking for gamers' feedback, what they liked, what they disliked, what could be used to implement in the game, because feedback is key for such a small company such as ourselves to grow. From this, we'll implement the feedback into a game hopefully for a summer release in 2014. Unfortunately, I'm about to run out of time. I could stand up here for hours talking about the Everlasts and ourselves, but Lift Off must go on. If you have any questions, want to chat to us, or play your demo, please come up to our table at the back. It's beside the fire exit and the fire extinguishers, and they're only there because we have candles on our table. Thank you very much for listening.